Welcome back to No Idea, the podcast where you have no idea what we're going to talk about, and we have no idea how it's going to go. I'm your host, Jenny, and I am back. I don't know who else you expected. It's always me. But today I know I say special guest pretty often. I'm trying to mix up my wording. This isn't just a special guest today. This is the one and only, the only man I'm married to. So he is my one and only love of my life. Joseph Markham. Joseph Fabio Markham. Actually, say hello.
You got the wrong guy. I have to actually go grab Joe for a quick second. Just give me a minute.
It's you.
Oh, hey, what's up?
You live here.
I do live here. It's actually me. I was just... By the way, you used to say Jenny Livonia. Now it's what? Jenny Markham?
Yeah. No, it's what? What's your last name again? Jenny Markham? Yeah. On the last podcast episode, I had this little moment in the very beginning where I pretended that Jenny Livonia died. So I said rip and sobbed. But then I said, no, it's just my last name changed.
Well, I had to bury you before we got married, so... And then you came back as a Markham.
It's really how marriage represents
suffering.
Christ. Oh.
No, no, it doesn't.
Suffering,
I'm
pain,
kidding.
and misery.
No, it's great. It's good stuff.
And Joseph, this is not just your first podcast episode. This is your third time. You're a third timer.
Yeah.
And that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because when we made our first podcast episode, we were not dating. But I think I caught the feels in that moment that we recorded a podcast episode.
You could say I didn't strike 3 times, huh?
Yeah, the third one you had home run because we're now married.
Third strike.
So I think the second podcast episode, we had just started to date. It was really early on. Mm-hmm. And now third one, we are married, and we have been married for 7 weeks? 6 weeks?
Well, I mean, you could say, in 8 days? It's been 2 months.
Yeah, 7 weeks.
Yeah.
Yep. So almost 2 whole months.
Yeah.
Wow. Time flies.
Mm-hmm.
Joseph, I know that you are bald, beautiful, and BBC bald by choice, but I would love for you to share another fun fact just so the people, the audience, can know you better.
Well.
And we had a really hard time thinking of a fun fact. We went through a lot.
Well, I will start off real quick and say this fun fact about me. It's not always been a fun fact. It's been recently a fun fact, really, since I've married Jenny. Well, I don't know how often she talked about plants. And at first, I remember her bringing plants into my apartment before we were married. And she said, you got to say nice things to them. I was like, okay, yeah, right. That's not science. That's just a little preference. But little did I know, I believe you have to really say nice things. But make sure you tell your plants are beautiful. And my fun fact is, over time, I think later in the engagement and up until now, my fun fact is I love plants. Mm-hmm. I love them so much. I unintentionally decorated our whole entire house plant related.
Was it really unintentionally?
Yes, it was.
Just happened.
It started in the bathroom with our plant themed,
mm-hmm. and
then I didn't realize that I kind of carried it over into our studio apartment, mm-hmm. and I got 3 little plants of my own.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one's about to be a teenager, but you know, we just bought a special life for him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love plants, and I love it. I wish they weren't as expensive, but yeah, if you're ever in the Minneapolis area, Tingletown, not a sponsor, Tingletown Gardens.
Not sponsored.
That's a place to go.
Yeah.
I like to put a little emphasis on Tingletown.
You grabbed my shoulders while we were in Tingletown Gardens, and you said, I don't know what you've done to me, but I love plants.
Yeah, that's great. So that's my fun fact
mm-hmm.
for now. So, yeah.
Thank you for sharing. I'm glad we settled on that one.
The funsies. Funsies, check. Done.
So, today, we will be doing a Q&A, and we asked our friends...
That's questions and answers, for those who don't know.
Yes, exactly. It stands for questions and answers. And we asked everyone on the Instaham, or Instagram, to... Oh. Yes?
You said ham. I was thinking turkey.
On the Insta-Turkey to ask us questions, and we would answer them. So these are all questions from people we know. But a lot of them turned out, literally most of them, turned out to be about marriage and relationships. So we mostly group those together in the front part, and then towards the end they get a little random, just so we know. That's the path we're going down. And the first question is your love story. So someone was like, hey, tell us your love story. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. We decided that Joseph will be saying it, telling the story, and I will be adding little details as we go along. So take it away.
Okay, we met at college, and I was a senior, and she was a freshman. No, sophomore, right?
I was a freshman.
Freshman.
I scored big.
And, you know, I've always, was you know, kind of backhandedly criticized seniors pursuing freshmen. So I was like, are you kidding me? Like, there's such a big gap. But here we are. I married
said freshman.
Anyway, so without going too much of a ramble on, yeah, we were just putting in the right place at the right time, and just different opportunities and activities we pursued. She was there, and I was like, okay, that's kind of strange.
Yeah.
And
we worked together.
Yeah, we worked together, shoveling snow.
And then after the summer, and I was a sophomore, and you were working, you worked with my roommate.
Oh, yeah.
And dear friend. Shout out to Emma.
Mm-hmm.
And I would come in after work and before dinner, and I would come early to dinner, and you and dish crew were always sitting at a table, and you guys were the only one in there. Mm-hmm. So I would sit with you guys.
Yeah. I worked at the I still work at the I'm a kitchen supervisor, so she would come by and
I would just sit with you guys.
Come see and sit with us. Mm-hmm. And that just really started something special.
And my roommate Emma casually, nonchalantly mentioned you to me in our room, and she was like, what do you think about Joe? Do you think like you guys could like get together? And she had never ever ever before talked to me about boys. It was so weird. I was like, that was really off character.
Yeah.
So I guess it got me thinking about you.
Yeah. So once Jenny started eating with my crew and her friend, I think we both were kind of like, we enjoyed each other.
I enjoyed teasing you a lot.
Yeah, I enjoyed teasing me, and I enjoyed teasing her, and we laughed, and I think that's when I noticed, like, is there something? You know?
Something?
And at first I was like, nah, I don't know if I should, you know? And in a good way, just like through different events at the college or like different friend groups, it's like Jenny was there.
Yes.
And
I think one day you asked me, you're like, do you have a line of people to be on your podcast?
Right.
And I said, no, but you can be on it.
Well, yeah, that's right. My first podcast was when we weren't dating.
No. And I didn't realize at the time that you were starting to like me.
Right.
I was just like, wow, someone wants to be on my podcast.
Well, I think I recall that I liked you because I think it was a way for me to get to know you a little more exclusively through your podcast. Mm-hmm. And so
you're sneaking.
Yeah,
here's a girl's podcast. You get her heart too.
Yeah, and that was a good time.
And during that podcast, that's so funny because we could go back and like listen to that and be like, wow,
You can listen to it. I don't know.
You cringe when you hear yourself talk.
Yep.
But I remember thinking during that podcast, I was like, am I feeling something? What am I feeling? Mm-hmm. And then I think maybe a week later, I came to terms through talking with a friend. I was like, I don't know if I like him. I was so nervous. What if he doesn't like me back? So I came to terms with that. I liked you. Mm-hmm. And then from then on, I think I purposely got in your way multiple times.
Yeah, it was, that's when I kind of knew, like, okay, I think maybe I should speak up. And, you know, we went out to coffee, and, you know, I just was honest, and I just wanted to tell her how I feel, and, and at this moment in our relationship, I think we both were in a different season of life, but we also liked each other as we shared openly when we had coffee. And I think that from that moment we said to each other, you know, we wanna acknowledge this and just see just a little bit on if this can grow into something special, something bigger, something greater.
And I remember liking so much that you just were very open and honest. And there was just no room for confusion because you were like, I just want to be honest with you. I do have feelings for you. I don't want any confusion or you guessing or anything. And I was like, wow, so honest. No confusion. Thank you. And I think we agreed to get to know each other more and go on dates and hang out in groups. And we said we were going to just take that time, get to know each other and pray until maybe like, it was like 2.5 months.
2.5 months or so. Yeah. And and you know, at first I was like, I wasn't sure, but with the Lord's timing and like where His direction was, I'm so glad that I took the steps to just pursue Jenny, and you know, we started dating, ironically on my birthday.
Ironically, you asked me out on your birthday.
No, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Well, it was just special.
You
blindfolded me and took me to a secret location.
As in your birthday party.
Yeah.
You spent time with a whole group of people at your birthday party.
Yeah.
And then you were like, can you help me walk all these board games back? And there really wasn't that much to carry. I literally think I carried one thing.
Yep.
And
definitely had an extra game.
A couple boxes. And then, so I was like, I think he wants to ask me something. I don't know. I wasn't expecting you to ask me on the day. And then we put the board games back, and I think you were like, I really want to ask you to be my girlfriend. I was like, gasp! I never saw this coming.
Yeah. And that was January 15th, 2019?
No.
2020!
There you go, 2020. So our next question kind of goes along with that. Number 2, someone asked the process of transitioning from dating, engaged, married, and any words of wisdom. So, transitioning from dating, that's how we started dating. I think, and then we got engaged after about 11 months or so. Yeah, it was like almost a year. And I'm not going to say I had no idea it was coming. That's not true. We had talked about getting engaged probably 8 months, 9 months in. And I just did not, he kept purposely misleading me to think that we were going to get engaged in the beginning of 2021, like January, maybe February. And so that's where my head was, because he was purposely misleading me to believe that. And then he proposed on Christmas break, 2020. So that was how we got engaged. And then we got married 5 months later. So we got engaged in December and married in May. And then any words of wisdom. My words of wisdom would be, this applies to guys and girls, but in relationships, I would just say, do not settle for anything less than clarity, because, I've liked boys who have just played games with my head. They didn't know what they wanted, so therefore it didn't really give me much clarity. Or a lot of times we can settle for like, well, I'm not being clear with my words. I do like you, but I just don't know if I want to date you. And I don't know. Just like, that's what I really liked about you, Joseph. You, man over there. Is that you didn't leave any room for confusion, and you didn't want us to be confused in any part. And so I would say make sure you're being clear in how you communicate, and make sure you're not accepting anything less than being clear. And also to not compare your relationship. I think that can happen at literally any stage in your relationship, no matter where you are, single, dating, engaged, married, anything. And I think that when we were engaged, I was following an old friend on Instagram who was engaged at the same time. And I just remember her like constantly posting very, very often about how her engagement, and like getting a dress, getting balloons, getting cake, whatever. I just felt her constant updates, and I thought to myself, like, I feel like I'm starting to compare myself with her, so I unfollowed her. And it wasn't anything personal. It's not like we're not, good old friends, but it was just like removing that temptation from my life to not compare. And so I was able to actually enjoy our relationship. Yeah. Any words of wisdom?
Yeah, clarity is important. I also think transparency. Is that how you say it? Transparent? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
transparency. I think in a relationship is to be honest, and I know sometimes vulnerability can be difficult depending on your circumstances in life or your history, but it's being vulnerable and transparent is important because it also shows a lot of it also ties in with clarity and honesty.
Mm-hmm.
And if you really desire to know someone you especially like, and possibly, thinking about marrying, that person should know who you are fully. And to be wise with that, and because I think, before you're married, I think it's very important to take that time to know each other very well,
Mm-hmm.
and to share things in your life, even though it may be difficult, or just share things in your life that's just fun, and don't hold back, because when you're married, those things will continue to either be mentioned, or things that if you didn't say would come up. So
Mm-hmm.
I would just say being vulnerable and just trusting the other person, and because that's what helped me and help our relationship grow, and again that brought clarity
Mm-hmm.
for Jenny too. So
Yeah.
because she knew who I was, or
Mm-hmm.
things that I've known or gone through, or things that I'm looking forward to, how I want to set things up, or our relationship. So that's what I would say. My two, three types of advice.
2, 3 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, ready for number 3. Favorite memory from early in your relationship?
Early on, I remember it was snowing, and we built this snowman.
Oh dear. Okay, I didn't know you were gonna pick this one.
I told
Go
you,
ahead.
surprise.
Yes, I am surprised. Go ahead.
And I had all these little Hershey chocolate kisses,
Mm-hmm.
and there was another type of candy. No, it was a Hershey's, like different colors.
Oh, it
wrappers.
was a banana.
And a banana.
Yeah.
Yes, and we built this little one snowman, and I don't know if we were struggling.
I think the banana was struggling to stay in, and also the Hershey's chocolate kisses were not cooperating.
It was cold, and my gloves had holes in them, but it was fun. And I remember, like, we were just having a good time, and we were rolling a snowman. And was this the first time that I told you that, like, I've never really, like, built a snowman before?
Yeah, you were like, I've never built a snowman before.
And
You've been in snow.
I've been in snow for 4 years. Well, yeah,
3,
4 years, and every winter I would see snow. Just never built a snowman, and I'm so happy that I reserved that time to build a snowman with Jenny. We called it called him Gilbert.
Yeah, Gilly boy.
Gilly boy.
Yeah.
And wait, were the squirrels taking out little Hershey packets?
Yeah, they were definitely stealing things. I think
Yeah.
you also put a scarf on it. Don't know where that scarf went.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Rip.
Winter's great. I love wintertime. Cold weather. I just think that's beautiful, and it's a great time for dates and stuff. So
The best thing is, it happens every year.
yeah, well, winter happens every
winter
year,
happens
but the
every
snow happens every year in Minnesota.
You're right.
But different viewers might not get the
You're
privilege of snow.
Poor saps.
Yep.
One of my favorite memories from early in our relationship was when we went swing dancing,
Oh yeah.
because it was before I was going on a trip, and it was early on in our relationship. I had never tried swing dancing before, but I did want to try it and just see if I liked it. And I knew that you weren't super excited about going swing dancing.
Well, I've swung danced before.
Yeah, you had done it before.
I wasn't experienced, but I knew some moves.
You knew some moves. You were more experienced than I was. I know you weren't ecstatic about going with me, but you were like, I want to go with you.
But do you remember what we did before we went?
Yes,
swing
we
dancing?
practiced. We practiced.
And I was like super nervous.
Yes, you were. First of all, we practiced the day before, just looking up some moves on YouTube.
Man, well,
And you swung me. I saw every angle of the ceiling. Like, you were flipping me all around. And so we had that practice beforehand. But while we were swing dancing, that was really fun. I was having a blast, but then I remember looking at you like halfway through and I was like, he's smiling so big. And I just remember thinking to myself, I was like, I think he's enjoying himself more than I am. And then I think you turned to me and you were like, what if we like came weekly and got like really good? I was like, you're loving this, aren't you?
Yeah.
And then COVID happened, and so we could not go weekly, but that's okay. Such a fond memory. That's when I realized you could really boogie down.
Boogie down.
Boogie down. Question number 4. How do you prepare mentally for a wedding? I can go first if you want.
You go ahead.
Okay. How do you prepare mentally for a wedding? Let me see. So I would say that, first of all, I think when we started planning a wedding, I could not stop crying, but it was because I was just thinking like, all weddings are like this, or all typical American weddings are huge and you spend a lot of money on them and they're very stressful. Like that was what I was picturing. That's not what I wanted. And what really, really helped me is understanding what I valued. So I just listed values and things that are very enjoyable to me, that are fun, that I value in a wedding and in a future marriage. And so I think I went over this with my counselor and like a friend or something, but I wrote down things I value and then we just planned it based on what that looked like and not what you think it should look like according to whatever, your family, your culture, your external pressures of friendship.
TLC.
What? Oh yeah, TLC. I was like, who? Dead or Love and Care?
Network TV.
Yeah, like any show you see, and basing it on what you actually enjoy doing, because it is your wedding day. It's you and your fiance's wedding day, and you only have the responsibility to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And also, I would say mentally preparing yourself is that, this may be a controversial statement, I don't think your wedding day is the best day of your life. Okay? Hear me out.
Explain.
I think that your wedding day can definitely be the best day of your life as of yet. But one day with a big ceremony, so much fun, and you see all your friends, and it's just a blast. You get to marry the love of your life. But I think that living your life with the love of your life is what's really important, and just to make sure that you're planning not just for a wedding, but also for a marriage. Mm-hmm. Like, I loved premarital counseling. I thought it was so much fun and helped me understand you better and prepared us. And so I would say that your wedding day is probably the start of the best days of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
How would you prepare mentally for a wedding?
I would say I would begin with forming an idea how you'd want a wedding to be. Mm. And I think Jenny mentioned pretty much what I'm going to say is just to be clear with yourself and clear with the expectations that you want, not based on someone else or feeling pressured by family or friends, society, etc. Like we shared earlier. And so we knew exactly what we wanted, and we were very we stuck by that. And I think without trying to be super influenced by other people, other things, because it can become very hectic when you feel the pressure or the other people's need to apply how they kind of want everything to come to place. But to be firm and to just make sure that by the end of the day, by the end of your wedding ceremony, etc., that you've enjoyed it. I've heard from couples, I've heard from people telling about other people's experience at wedding that it was a disaster, and that's really sad. And it just makes me wonder, like, what went wrong? And we can assume so many reasons, but I think by the end of the day, just remember it's about you, it's about your fiance, and it's also, you also need to remember it's about, like, together, you two together. And not just shying away what your fiance wants, but also, taking account what he or she desires and showing what you want, and just coming together on a common ground to to build it, to prepare for a wedding that you desire. So and patience too is important. And I think some people like to rush their wedding, but I think it's important to take the time you need.
Our ceremony was like 15 minutes long, max.
Take the time you need, and it will come together when you are honest and fulfill the needs you want. If you want a big wedding, that's great.
Yeah, it's great.
If you want a small wedding, that's great too.
Yeah, just make sure it's what you want.
Make sure you want. So,
that's very wise. Good
Thanks.
advice. Number 5, if you could sum up marriage in one word, what would it be and why? I think that's a very difficult question to sum in one word.
We've only been married for
7
not
weeks.
even 2 months. 7 weeks.
So crazy.
Are you going by the week system and I'm going by the month system?
Well, once it hits 2 months, I will start saying 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. But I mean,
it's not like we're like married 50 years. You're gonna be like it's like 1,000, 2,000
50
weeks.
years and 3 months. In one word, my word would be, I put humbling. And I don't just mean that in like I have to constantly say, I'm wrong and you're right, I'm so sorry I yelled at you or something. I don't mean like that. Yes, that does happen. But I would also say humbling in also like if anyone has trouble receiving things and then you get married, I don't know, I just think like, wow, you do these things for me because you love me, and I'm humbled by that because there are things I don't like doing, or you want to do it just because, not for any particular reason, and that humbles me. I'm like, wow. Yeah. Also, fun story about that is that on our honeymoon, we went to the beach.
I was going to ask if you wanted to mention this story.
We went to the beach one day, and I think we put on sunscreen beforehand, but I sat down in our little beach chair, and there's an umbrella above us, and my legs were sticking out of the shade, so they were in the sun, and so I'm like putting sunscreen on my arms, I think, and then all of a sudden I look down, and Joseph has grabbed one of my legs, and he's applying sunscreen to my legs, and I was like, I didn't ask for this.
And, I mean, would you eventually have done it?
Yeah, I would have eventually done it, but you just took initiative and started doing it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a moment I was like, I am so humbled.
Yeah. And then, transition into that perfectly is that I would sum up the reason why I did that is, we've only been married for like, I don't know, 4 days, maybe 3 days.
Yeah,
I don't remember. It was close, but I was like, I just want to serve my wife as best as I can, and serve her to the best of my ability. And I would sum up marriage to be servanthood, serving unconditionally, serving in ways that you will be seen or out of your comfort zone. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things that I enjoy in marriage, is to serve my wife. And that's what I would sum up a little bit about marriage in one word. And serving doesn't have to be about, applying sunscreen to a leg or a part of the body.
It doesn't have to be.
Serving means serving emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
Serving in all different types of ways, and in practical ways.
Okay, number 6. What's something you didn't expect for marriage that you've seen at this point?
So one thing that I think, okay, so when we were dating and engaged, like, we would ask each other, oh, how's your day going? Mm-hmm. Or, what you doing today, and, like, that wasn't, like, it was, like, an everyday thing, but it just kind of was, like, a question you would ask to start a conversation. But being married, one thing that's fulfilling for me is just sharing my day together with her, and actually our day. Let me emphasis on our day, because we both work or different schedules, and even though we might have conversations throughout the day through text messages, but when we come home, we both see each other just to sit down and acknowledge our days and just talk about what happened, the good things, the bad things.
And ask, how's the war going?
Yeah, how's the war going and the struggle? It's just so fulfilling to hear her, and also fulfilling for me to share, because you know, she's my life partner, and she's the one that I, you know, wake up to see in the morning, and she's the one that the last person I see before I go to bed. And if I don't share with her, if I don't tell her how my day's going, I'm gonna miss an opportunity to know her and to hear her and for her to hear me. And so it's a totally different feeling than just, like I said, just say, hey, what you doing, or how is your day going? But there's just so much more vulnerability and just so much more care to be received when, you know, you're married until that.
One thing I didn't expect, but it's something that I've learned recently, and it's been very, very helpful. I just don't think that people talk about this very much in the church and just in general. It's just boundaries in marriage. And I know there's a book about it. Dr. Henry Cloud, who's written a lot of books on boundaries, and he's a therapist, all this stuff. I think he wrote a book called Boundaries in Marriage. And I think that when people get married, they just assume, like, I will be sharing everything with this person all the time and immediately. And, I mean, you do share, I would say you do share basically everything. Like, you should not keep secrets from each other. But I would say that it's been very, very helpful for me to not assume, like, okay, I'm having an emotional crisis. I need to tell Joseph about this right now because it's so fresh and raw and he's going to help me. But I think that it's been so helpful for me to learn, like, maybe that's not the best thing in that moment. You can discern in the moment, but the best thing for me is, like, maybe I should talk this out with the Lord first, and then I can come to Joseph when I'm less emotional and I understand a little bit more and have fresh perspective. Or I could also, I'm like, okay, well, maybe Joseph isn't the one to talk about this right now. I'm going to tell him tomorrow about it, but I'm going to tell him after I verbally process with a friend, and then I feel like we have less arguments, and I don't know, I can just come to you and not expect you to fix whatever's going on in my mind, but come to you and, like, talk it out with you in a healthy way. So I don't really feel like people talk about, maybe they just didn't talk to me about it, boundaries in marriage that much, but it's really cool, and that's very helpful for me.
Well, I have something I need to confess to you.
Are you keeping a secret from me?
Yeah, I know, like, it's toothbrushes, you know?
Joseph.
You have one for you, one for me, right?
You don't use my toothbrush.
I've been using your toothbrush.
Stop, No, you haven't.
I haven't been using it.
That's what I thought.
Well, we have 4, so sometimes it might have mixed up, you know?
Yeah.
So,
that's okay. I forgive you.
I should set my boundaries.
Yeah, you should. Back it up.
Maybe left my side, right your side.
Okay.
Who knows?
Who knows? We'll figure it out. Things they do not talk about in premarital counseling.
Yeah.
101. Okay, question number 7. Why did he not change his last name to Mr. Lasagna? Great question. Mr. Lasagna. Like, why didn't you take my last name?
I actually offered.
I know you did offer.
Well, not lasagna. I mean,
Livornia. You're right.
I wouldn't want to be named after a food. I'm actually kind of already named after a food, Sloppy Joe.
Oh no.
Well.
No.
Or a coffee.
You're right.
Cup of Joe.
Yeah, good cup of Joe.
Well, that's a drink. Okay, continue. Sorry.
I did mention one time when we were engaged, I'm like, oh, I kind of will miss being a Livornia. Like, I really like that last name. And I was a little sad. I'm still a little sad about it.
Well,
you did offer. You were like, why don't I take Livornia?
Why don't we just change your middle name?
I don't want to have my middle name be Livornia.
About hyphen.
No, I just think it's too long and obnoxious and complicated.
Wow.
So that's why. Question number 8. What's your favorite thing to do together? I would say my favorite thing to do with you is laugh with you and just goof off with you. Mm-hmm. And we did definitely do that while we were dating and engaged. But I feel like it just happens more often now that we live together. We're around each other a little bit more. But yeah, I think that's my favorite thing. Just bonding and just laughing about ridiculous things together.
No, I enjoy cooking with you. I think at first I was a little nervous, cooking together, and I just love cooking with you, and especially like meals that take more work and more preparation, and then like after everything cleaned up and prepared and ready to eat, we sit down and look at our meal, and we're just so proud, and we just take that first bite, and we just like say, "Good job."
Yeah, good job.
And it's just, we need to do that more often. I mean, but my meals, but the second thing is just random events that we do. Recently we went to like an art show / they said food truck, but it only had 3. But we went to like an art show in Minneapolis, and that was fun, and just like doing separate things together, and doing some sightseeing and just kind of going out and exploring. That's always super fun.
And you're good at finding things like that.
Right, yeah.
Number 9. Number almost done. Ready? Who likes to sing and dance? Wait, this is a 3-parter. There are 3 parts.
3 parts.
3 parts. Who likes to sing and dance more? Who sings better? Who dances better? Or is it equal?
I got it. Me.
No. Okay. We talked about this.
Yes.
Who likes to sing and dance more? Probably you.
I do.
Who sings better? Probably you.
I do.
But who dances better? Or is it equal?
Jenny.
I am sure of one thing in life, and that is that I am a better dancer.
Jenny's got the moves to boogie down and shake the world. I don't know how she does it, but sometimes I'll just look at her and she's just like, whatever she's around, she's in sync with it. I don't know how she does it.
It's my hips.
She's taught me how to do the single wave with her arm. I can't really, with an audio, but it's like moving your arm like a wave back and forth. For the longest time, I had no idea how to do it, but she just does it perfection.
Thank you. It's one thing I'm sure of is that I'm a better dancer. And
like she also does these things where she has like maracas in her hand, but they don't like, she pretends to have maracas in her hand, and she like shimmies left and right. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know what you're saying. Okay, are you ready for the last and final question?
Wait.
Do you have more to say?
I'm not ready.
Oh.
I don't think I can mentally prepare myself for this.
Okay, I'll wait.
Either you want to skip 5 minutes ahead, or I'm just kidding. You can ask the question.
Number 10. What large animal do you believe you could defeat in hand-to-hand combat, and why? Great question. Phenomenal question, really. I said...
Well, it's also the one question that's not about...
That is the one question that's not about relationships.
Yeah. That's okay.
Thanks, Robin. Okay. I said that I think I could defeat a T-Rex in hand-to-hand combat, and why? I kind of thought that, back to that scene in the movie Meet the Robinsons, with the bowler hat guy, and they use the T-Rex. Hand-to-hand combat, right? They have incredibly small arms and hands. So I think that as long as I could just sneak around him, I think my size would be a great advantage, because in comparison to him, I am very small. And I could sneak around him. If I could climb up on him, he's screwed. He's done. I could just plunge a sword into whatever part of his body, and it would be over.
Okay.
Go ahead, honey.
I was thinking of between 2 animals. My first reaction is an ostrich, because of the long neck. I think what I would do is I would probably, jump from behind and on its back and ride it, and I would just wrestle it down, trying to hold down the neck. I've always kind of wanted to
go hand-to-hand combat with an ostrich.
Well, it also ostriches don't have arms. They have
just little wings.
Well, they have wings.
Yeah, they have wings.
I thought they were just like a bundle, like a bundle. They're just one big giant bundle.
No, they're not just one ball.
Yeah.
They have wings. They don't fly, but they have wings.
Oh.
They're very big.
Okay, I might have to change my animal. I'm gonna go with the giraffe.
Okay.
No.
Joseph.
That's a little bit too much.
Okay.
Sorry. Llama.
Okay, why?
Because it's kind of like the long neck situation. But llamas they're about open, right? Okay, I would just feel like with an ostrich, he would just kind of poof his wings out, and I would fall, and he would start pecking me. But with a llama, I think I could wrestle a llama to the ground.
Yeah, it's good.
Show the llama who's boss.
Show the llama who's his mama.
No, who his
what?
Dad.
Who's...
Never mind.
Anyway. Well, that is the end of our questions. Those were great questions. We would like to say thank you for everyone who sent those in. Any final words?
Yes. So when I first came on the podcast,
Mm-hmm.
I was single.
That's true.
When the second time, we were in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And then now the third time,
Mm-hmm.
we're married.
What'll be the fourth? We're retired. Okay.
Or we're dead.
Oh, we'll have you on sooner
Talking
than
from the
that.
grave.
Talking from the grave.
Got
We'll
a
have you on
podcast.
sooner than that.
Back from the Grave podcast with Jenny and Joe. Look for it in 100 years.
Well, I don't think I have any final words. You took them right out of my mouth. Okay. Well, my final words are that this is No Idea Podcast. Thank you for tuning in to My Husband and I.
Or my wife and I.
Yes. If you were saying it, it'd be your wife and you.
Or
And together.
Or
Thank you
together.
for
Yeah,
tuning in together. So thank you for tuning in. This is No Idea Q&A with Jenny and Joe. Signing off. See you next time.